Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 13th of July 2023. Let's start with our session. Which institution released the World Investment Report 2023? So this report is released by UNCTAD. The full form is United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. And as per the report, the total amount of foreign direct investment in the developing Asian countries stayed at $662 billion in the year 2022. Basically, it shows no significant change if we compare it with the previous year. And this figure, although represents approximately half of the worldwide inflows, remained constant. Okay. So what's inside the report is not at all important. Only thing you have to remember is the World Investment Report is released by United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Now here, if we talk about few important reports, recently a joint report has been published, the name of which is Trade in Services for Development Report. And this is a joint report of World Bank and the World Trade Organization. Okay. The next report is the Burden of Disease Report, and it is a report of World Health Organization. The third one is World Drug Report, and this report is published by United Nations. After that, there is this IMD World Competitiveness Ranking, which was released by International Institution for Management Development. And in this, Denmark was placed at first position, and Denmark was then further followed by the country Ireland at second position. Okay. After that, few days back, Gender Gap Report was in news, and this report is published by the World Economic Forum, in which the rank of India was 127 out of 146 countries. Which country was at the top position? This is Iceland. Right. Now next question is, which technology company has launched the Threads application? This is Meta, which is actually the parent company of Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp, has newly developed an application named as Threads in competition with Twitter. Actually, recently it was announced that it will not be released in the European Union at present, and the regulatory concerns are preventing the application from being launched in the European Union. Right? Only thing you have to remember is the Threads application belongs to Meta. Now here, if we talk about few important applications, the first one is Meri Life mobile application. It was launched by the Government of India, and basic aim was to combat the climate change and promote the sustainable being. Basically, it aims to empower the young people to encourage their active participation in addressing the environmental challenges. Okay. The second application here is Arun Pol application, and this is the application of Arunachal Pradesh. Basic aim was the safety and security of the citizens of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. After that, Government of India has launched one more application these days. It is Khanan Prahari application. I think in the month of March it was released. And what is the basic aim? To tackle illegal mining. Fine. Then the next application is AIS for taxpayer application, and this application belongs to the Income Tax Department. Okay. So this application was launched to get a comprehensive view of their annual information statement. And the evergreen application of SEBI is the Sarthi application, right? And it was created to promote awareness among the investors about the basic concepts of security, right? Next question is, which union ministry launched the scheme for expansion and modernization of fire services in the states? So Ministry of Home Affairs has initiated this particular scheme with a total budget of 5,000 crore rupees and a sum of 500 crore rupees from the overall budget has been allocated to incentivize the states based on their implementation of legal and infrastructural related reforms. Fine. So this scheme belongs to Ministry of Home Affairs. Also, a few days back, National Ayush Mission was in news these days, and it is the joint initiative of two ministries, Ministry of Ayush and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Basic aim is to prioritize integrative health for the well-being of the public. Okay. Also, Ministry of Health has recently collaborated with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs to launch a unique initiative to develop 100 food streets in total 100 districts across the country. And basic aim is to provide safe and healthy practices to decrease the foodborne illnesses and improve overall health outcomes for the citizens. Okay. So you can be asked that which two ministries have been collaborated for this initiative. Answer would be Ministry of Health and Family Welfare along with Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. As per a recent report, how many children and adolescents lose their lives due to infectious diseases annually? So as per a recent report that has been published in the Lancet journal, it is revealed that nearly 3 million children and adolescents lose their lives due to infectious diseases annually. And this figure is equivalent to one death occurring every 10 seconds due to infectious diseases. Also, don't forget that India, Nigeria and Pakistan share the highest disease burden. Okay. So as per this report, 3 million children and adolescents lose their lives due to infectious diseases annually. Now, can you tell me, when was the Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act enacted in India? So this Prohibition of Employment as Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act was passed in the year 2013 to eradicate manual scavenging in all of its forms and ensure the holistic rehabilitation of individuals who are identified as manual scavengers. Why it is in news? Because recently the 8th meeting of the Central Monitoring Committee was held at Dr. Ambedkar International Center to examine the implementation of this act. Okay. So you have to remember that this act was passed in the year 2013. Also, what is the name of the platform which allows the farmers to sell their surplus produce across the state borders? This is Market Yard of National Importance. Okay. So this platform aims to allow the farmers from participating states to sell their surplus produce across the state borders, and basically it creates a digital ecosystem that utilizes the expertise of different segments in the agriculture value chain. Also, an expert committee has recently submitted a report on this platform recommending the implementation framework, legal framework, interstate license issues, dispute resolution mechanism, and rollout strategy. That's why this platform was in news. So you can be asked that what is the name of this platform which actually allows the farmers to sell their surplus produce across the state borders. So that platform is Market Yard of National Importance. DGCA has signed a memorandum of understanding with which agency for cooperation in Unmanned Aircraft System. So Indian Directorate General of Civil Aviation has entered into a memorandum of understanding with the European Union Aviation Safety Agency to facilitate cooperation in the areas of unmanned aircraft system and innovative air mobility. And the basic objective of this memorandum of understanding is to foster the collaboration between the two civil aviation authorities in the domains of unmanned aircraft and advanced air transportation solutions. Okay, so that's why the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has signed this MOU with EASA, means European Union Aviation Safety Agency. Okay. Also, what is this tomato mosaic virus? So this virus is a plant pathogenic virus and it is found worldwide and it affects the tomatoes and many other plants. Basically, tomato growers in the state of Maharashtra and Karnataka have attributed the decrease in the yields because of this tomato mosaic virus. That's why it was in news, okay? And it shares a close relationship with tobacco mosaic virus. Fine. So you can be asked that the decrease in the yields of tomato recently in India is attributed to which of the following viruses? So that would be this tomato mosaic virus. The next question is, which country has recently amended its anti-espionage law? So the People's Republic of China has recently updated its anti-espionage law, which redefines the espionage, and different activities like cyber attacks against the government or sensitive information system are redefined as the acts of espionage. And the law became effective from 1st of July 2023. So the National Counterintelligence and Security Center of the US government has now raised apprehensions regarding China's recently modified law. So that's why this law is in news these days. Answer would be China. Also, you have to tell me which country has stationed its military troops in the second Thomas Shoal underwater reef. So this is an atoll in the Spratly Islands of the South China Sea, and recently the country Philippines has asserted its sovereignty by putting a small number of troops here, and Philippines recently accused China for harnessing its vessels near this reef. So that's why you can be asked that which country has stationed its military troops in this second Thomas Shoal underwater reef? Answer would be the country Philippines. Next question is, which country is undergoing growth recession at present? What is this growth recession? Let's understand. Basically, it is the term that is used to describe an economy where job losses exceed the job additions. Why? Because of sluggish growth, okay? And as per the expert, the US economy is currently undergoing growth recession, and the US stock markets are soaring even as the economy struggles to avoid recession. So we can say that US is neither fully in recession nor growing to its full potential. Fine. So currently US is undergoing this growth recession. Now apart from it, USA was also in news these days because we are procuring MQ-9 Reaper drones from this country, right? Also don't forget that ISRO and USA are now undertaking a joint mission to the International Space Station in the year 2024, okay? Then apart from it, recently Israel has tied up with IIT Madras to set up a water technology center, okay? Also, India and Israel have signed a memorandum of understanding in different industrial, resolution and development cooperation sector. Then talking about UAE, it was the host for two things these days. The first summit is Machine Scan C 2023 summit. This summit was hosted by UAE. Also, UAE is the host for the COP28. Next question is, which institution released a consultation paper on consolidated cyber security and cyber resilience framework? So recently SEBI has released a consultation paper on this consolidated cyber security and cyber resilient framework for SEBI regulated entities. And this proposed framework requires all regulated entities to establish an updated cyber crisis management plan. Okay, so this framework has been released by SEBI recently. Now, can you tell me, Taylor Glacier is located in which particular region? First of all, let's see why this glacier is in news these days. So after more than 100 years, scientists have finally determined the cause behind the crimson-colored discharge known as the blood falls from the Taylor Glacier that lies in Antarctica. Okay, and through analyzing the samples that have been collected in 2006 and 2018, researchers finally discovered that the presence of iron-rich nanosphere is responsible for the striking red color of this glacier. Okay, so this Taylor Glacier lies in Antarctica. Next question is, which state approved MSME Facilitation of Establishment and Operation Rules 2023? So the Assam Cabinet recently approved the Assam Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Facilitation of Establishment and Operation Rule 2023, and the aim of these regulations is to grant a 3-year exemption to MSME from specific approvals and inspections that are necessary for the establishment and operation within the state. Okay, so recently Assam state has approved this rule. Talking about few state related current affairs, don't forget that Tamil Nadu government has decided to withdraw the general consent accorded to the CBI to conduct the probes in the state. Can you tell me, Tamil Nadu is which number of state to do so? Please write your answer in the comment section. After that, recently Uttar Pradesh has launched an initiative named as the Family ID Portal to create a comprehensive database of the family units to facilitate the employment opportunities. The Lavender Festival has been celebrated in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. After that, don't forget that Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra has now been renamed as Ahilya Bai Holkar. Okay. Also, Uttar Pradesh was in news because few days back it has formulated a pharmaceutical industrial policy 2023, and basic aim is to establish the state as a prominent hub for the pharmaceutical products in India. Okay. Also, Uttar Pradesh was in news because of Digital Kumbh Museum, which is to be set up by the Tourism Department of Uttar Pradesh. Right? Also, can you tell me, Mission Vatsalya, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which union ministry? So it is related to Ministry of Women and Child Development. Basically, village level child welfare and protection committees have been assigned the task of identifying the vulnerable children, including the orphans and the street children, so as to create a vulnerability map that will actually help in efficiently providing necessary support. And these identified children will be assisted under the sponsorship component of Mission Vatsalya scheme of Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay, so simply you have to remember that Mission Vatsalya is associated with Ministry of Women and Child Development. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, me Nusrat Sana signing off.